I have multiple stuff by Cuisinart, and I love everything I've bought from them. Yes, they
Get your hand
are
off
a
your
little
hip.
bit pricey, but it's worth the money to go.
He can keep his hand on his hip. What's wrong?
I'm his coach, girl.
Oh, okay.
She's also a
Sorry.
bitch. Sorry.
Damn.
You look more relaxed
But
that
at
way.
least I say I am.
I know I am.
What?
We get
Okay. Why
the
don't
family,
you put?
we
Why
get
don't you
honestly.
put your? You can like sort of
I
play
think
with
we're
that
yeah.
one.
Let's not drop it. I also want to mention that your prices are comparable to national chain stores.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
Very
that.
good.
They are.
That would be very nice.
Oh my God, bless that hurt my ears.
And it's always better to buy local.
That is always better. That's
Well,
why I bought it here.
Get it right here.
And it's a whole lot easier
Put the
than
money back
fighting
into the
Walmart.
community. Yeah.
I am doing a Walmart boycott. There's so many people that haven't been to Walmart in like 10 years, and I didn't think that was possible. And so
I hate
it's
Walmart.
been about a month,
I hate Walmart, but you're very limited on what you can. I wish I had a Target.
There is an eye pencil that I can only get at Walmart. That I'm
Now I
trying
would
different
go to
brands at a
People
different
Watch.
place.
I would say that I would do that.
Do what?
Watch
Oh,
the
the People
people.
Watch?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not like a mall in town that you can do that at. So
Well, you can at Mixers and Mulligans, but
I've never been to Mixers.
we have to take them to Mixers
I've
one
never
night.
been-
Oh my
the
Lord, no!
Mulligans either.
They think I'm a good person, Kathy. The last time I went there, it's for my birthday.
You
And
catch
we
a
started
buzz
drinking
before you go in, and
And
then your bar
I
tab's not
ordered
so
me
high.
a shot of Patron. I was at the bar. I spilled it.
And I had to buy him another one.
And I was looking for a straw because I was going to suck that up off the bar. I'm like, that thing cost me $8. I'm not.
What was that you drunk in Highlands that time? I still want to try
Saint
that.
Germain.
I want to try some of that.
So
Say
good.
it again.
Saint Germain.
Oh.
It's a elderberry liqueur. It is so freaking good.
Listen, if you go to Mixers and you order shots, go ahead and get a double because it's $6 for one, and I think $8 for a double. So
Oh.
might as well. Yeah,
You're-
it's
Probably
much cheaper going with
without
the double.
you.
Huh?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna go.
Not without y'all. I mean,
No.
No, I said what? Huge karaoke
I've
night.
only
You-
sang it
Is that for
twice. I don't
tortilla?
sing. It's terrible, yes.
I don't say that I don't sing. I can't sing, but that doesn't stop me.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't
can't
stop me
sing.
from dancing either.
And it stops me.
Oh my Lord.
You have some
record-
lipstick
you want me
here.
to start it?
Yes.
You need to put a little bit on.
I have lots
Oh
of
my God, have you been
lipstick.
recording
Put
this
your
whole
little bit
entire
on.
time?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Why? I have a handheld mixer for that. That's too much work. I'm too fat and lazy for that. I don't like them.
Oh my God! I wouldn't have to cut a tuna can open to make McDonald's McMuffins. That's how we used to make them. We'd cut a tuna can, bottom and top
But-
off.
When you said that, I was like, oh, that makes sense now.
All right, lights, camera, action.
Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you for joining us for afternoon tea. We are here after a few weeks off because we've been kind of busy, not because we were on vacation or anything. But we're back with a special guest, Kenneth.
Hey.
Today we're going to talk about food processors. I don't own one yet, but I will shortly after learning all of the things that they can do. We have an extensive selection of food processors here at Kitchen Sink Inc. They are all Cuisinart. Coincidentally, the 14-cup Cuisinart food processor was voted America's Test Kitchen #1 food processor this year. So there's that. Kenneth actually owns a food processor, so
It's this one right here. The 11 cup.
So I'm going to turn it over to Kenneth, and we're going to talk about some different things that the food processors do and what he's done or not done.
The reason why I like this one over my old one is because it's easier to use.
So your old one was an Oster.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if I can say that or not. It is easy to use. It is easy to put together. Quieter, a whole lot quieter than the Oster. Oster was, you could wake the dead with it. A whole lot quieter. It's still loud, but it's not like a jet engine thing at all. I also like the fact that the feeding tube is larger. The lid is a whole lot tighter. It has a better seal on it.
I don't know. What else?
The Oster is hollow, and if you get anything in it, it could be hard to clean.
Talked about that on America's Test Kitchen. One of the tests they went through was how easy is the food processor to clean. Cuisinart was easier to clean than galley of processors comparisons.
I got this just recently, and the first time was for Thanksgiving dinner, and I made my sweet potato souffle. The other food processor that I had, it slowed down when everything was in it, and I could tell that it was struggling.
Did it start making like a
It was struggling, it was making noise. I could tell it was having trouble keeping up with the amount of sweet potatoes I had. They are already thick and hard anyway. Also for the price, I found that Kitchen Sink is comparable to other national chain stores. Skip the national chain stores or website, shop local, and support local businesses. For your money, this is the best bet. If you want a larger one, this is the 14 cup.
This is actually the one that won. Apparently, you can slice. It has like a mandolin blade.
I haven't done that yet.
No, I didn't even realize you could do it. I was thinking that I probably will need a Vitamix, but the food processor I'm learning does a lot of things that very large blender type apparatus does. I watch a lot of cooking videos. They always have a food processor either in the background or they're using one, and I always just thought it was kind of like an extra
Prop.
gadget, an extra prop or something you had in your kitchen, but they actually use it all the time. I found that you can, which I'm gonna have to talk to Cuisinart about, you can order extra blades. It has like a mandolin blade and a julienne blade. In one of the tests they did, the tomato slices and had it sliced, the Cuisinart 14 cup processor, tomato slices were absolutely perfect. They put it in another food processor and it was like tomato mush. And that was another thing they were talking about. Sharpness of the blades and how far the blades are from the bottom of the cup has a lot to do with the type of results that you're going to get when you start processing your food.
The slicing blade is adjustable. You can adjust it to how thick or thin you want it. Because normally when you get a food processor, it's just one size that you're getting. And if you want a thicker tomato, as you said, you can do that. Or if you're looking for something like a soup or a tart or something that you'll be able to get it thin. Whereas mandolins are easy to use, but they also could be dangerous.
And not all of them adjust. Some of them adjust, but not all of them. So this is another option for a mandolin as well as the other 1,020 functions that it apparently can do.
In my old food processor, I did use it to chop onions, and I found out it would turn some pretty much into onion liquid because it was too
Onion gloop.
Yeah, it was onion glue. And taking the lid off about killed me. I found that was a hard thing to do.
You needed your onion, your onion goggles.
It was horrible. It was miserable. But I think this would probably do a whole lot better for chopping a vegetable, especially something like an onion. You're not going to turn it into.
I think that you should do that, and I think you should film it and show. And show.
The onions?
Yeah.
You're crazy,
Bring
girl.
it
Sister,
here
no.
and do it. Bring it here.
She can open. I'll do that. Then you can open it.
And I can cry on camera.
Very much so. Yeah, no. And come to Kitchen Sink Inc. on Main Street, Franklin, to buy it. They're great people.
Thank you. I'll pay you later, Kenny. The Cuisinart food processors also have a 3-year limited warranty.
Like I said, don't put your fingers down in it while it's running, which I don't understand why anybody would do that. That was an instruction manual.
Okay.
Anything else?
The Cuisinart processor has a dough function, so it specifically facilitates the making of dough with the dough function. Frozen butter is one of those things that would be really, really hard to do by hand. If you are putting your frozen butter in your food processor with all of your dry ingredients, you don't have to do anything but turn it on.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole lot quicker if you did it by hand.
You think?
Yeah.
It's also supposed to help the dough set up. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
And if it's frozen.
Yeah, it's going to be, because when you bake pie dough, your butter needs to be frozen because it needs to be chilled because of the fat. When it melts, it helps keep your dough light and flaky.
And the colder it is, the more light and flaky your dough will be. Because I really am wanting some cherry pie, some French silk pie, some lemon meringue pie.
You just want pie.
I'm ready for some pie. Gluten-free pie.
Ooh.
Crust.
That's the deal.
Yeah. You've never made gluten-free pie crust, have you?
Is there any difference? But what do you need? Different flour?
I've never made regular pie crust.
I haven't either. That's why I got. This is one reason why I bought it, because of the fact that I knew that it's very good for making pie dough.
Well, and I couldn't ever roll out a pie. I was never patient enough, I guess, to roll out a pie crust. Rob always did it because he has more patience in some areas than I do. And so I got a marble slab and a marble rolling pin, and I put the marble rolling pin in the freezer and take it out when I want to use it, and I can roll out really big, nice, beautiful gluten-free pie crust like that. It's not an issue at all. So if you have the right tools to do something, it's much easier to do, you have a better result, and you're happier in the end, and everybody thinks you're like this chef, this genius cooking machine, when you just really have the right tools to do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
That's pretty much how I feel. And if I can do it, as long as you can read a recipe and follow instructions, baking or cooking is not hard. And like you said, if you have the right equipment, it makes it easier.
And even enjoyable.
It makes it more enjoyable. And that's why I would always recommend doing your research and finding the best product, which Cuisinart is one of the best companies out there. And that's one reason why I love their products, because they're worth the money. You're getting what you spend for. In some cases, it's always better to go name brand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. And if it's something that you plan on having around for a while and not wanting to replace, then you get what you pay for. And we've kind of learned that coming up the hard way, that, you know, if you end up Well, they all know about that. I hope you guys learned something today. I know that I did. And have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for letting me buy it from you. Again,
Thank you for
shop
buying
the Kitchen Sink Inc. on Main Street in Franklin. Support local businesses.
Yes.
Yay.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you.
really
I have
good.
your PayPal information, right?